All right, let's talk about one of the biggest headaches in test automation, writing a Selenium script that actually runs on every single browser without you having to constantly rewrite it. The secret to fixing this? It isn't some super complex framework. Nope. It's just one single powerful line of code that will completely transform how you build your tests. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You've spent hours getting a test script absolutely perfect on Chrome. It's a work of art. Then you try to run it on Firefox or maybe Edge and boom, it all just falls apart. The dream is to write one script that just works everywhere. But is that even possible without a ton of extra work? Well, guess what? It absolutely is. And the solution is way, way simpler than you might think. We're not talking about some massive overhaul of your whole process. The key to unlocking cross-browser future-proof testing is hidden in plain sight. It's all about how you declare your driver object. One simple choice in one single line of code, that is what makes all the difference. Okay, so let's dive right into the why. Why should you even care about this from the get-go? Because getting this right is the difference between having a flexible, easy-to-maintain test suite and one that becomes a tangled spaghetti code nightmare every single time a browser updates. No thanks. And look, the payoff for getting this right is massive. First off, browser independence. That's the holy grail, right? Running the same test logic everywhere. This leads directly to improved maintainability. When you need to make a change, it's in one spot, not 50. It also integrates perfectly with the tools you're already using. It promotes cleaner code, and maybe most importantly, it future-proofs your work. So when a new browser hits the scene, you're already ready for it. Okay, to really wrap our heads around this, let's just forget about code for a second. I want you to think about a universal remote control. You know, the one for your whole home entertainment setup. It's designed to work with everything. So this universal remote, that's our WebDriver, it has all the standard buttons you'd expect. You've got your play, pause, volume up, or in our world, that's .click, .get, and .quit. It knows all the standard commands, but right out of the box, it has no idea if it's supposed to control your TV, your soundbar, or anything else. It's generic on purpose. And that is exactly where the specific browser drivers come in. Think of Chrome driver as the special adapter that makes your universal remote talk to your specific TV. Firefox driver is the adapter for Firefox. Each one is a translator, taking the remote's standard commands and making them work for one specific browser. And just like that, the whole concept clicks into place, right? WebDriver is remote. It's totally browser agnostic, and it gives you all this incredible flexibility. The browser drivers are the adapters. They're browser specific and they provide the actual physical connection. You need both for sure, but it's how you tell them to work together in your code that changes absolutely everything. Okay, enough with the analogies. Let's get our hands dirty. How do we take this remote and adapter idea and turn it into actual working automation code that you can start using like today? Okay, pay close attention here because this slide is super important. That top line, WebDriver driver equals new Chrome driver. That's it. That is the golden rule. You're holding the universal remote and you're just plugging in the Chrome adapter. Now, the second one, Chrome driver, it'll work, but it's like buying a remote that only works for Chrome. You've lost all your flexibility. And that third one with a lowercase c, yep, that's a non-starter. Java is case sensitive, so it just won't even compile. So how do you actually use this in a real project? Well, it's this super elegant 4-step pattern. Step 1, you create one little helper method that takes in a browser name. Step 2, inside that method, a simple switch statement picks the right adapter, new Chrome driver, new Firefox driver, you name it. But here's the magic. Step 3, the method returns that driver as the universal WebDriver type. Then step 4, your main test code just calls this method, staying completely clean and beautifully unaware of which browser is actually doing the work. All right, so we've gone from the big idea all the way down to the actual code. Now let's boil it all down into a simple, actionable checklist you can stick on your monitor. Seriously, if you walk away with only one thing today, I want it to be this slide. This right here is the golden rule. On the left, do this. WebDriver, driver. Always declare your driver using the interface. This is your key to freedom. On the right, don't do this. Chrome driver, driver. That just locks you in and completely defeats the purpose of building robust multi-browser tests. Okay, so let's just lock this in one more time. Do use WebDriver as your variable type. This is what makes your code instantly portable and so much easier to maintain. You're not just fixing a bug for today, you're future-proofing your entire test suite. And don't use a specific type like Chrome driver unless you have some super rare, super specific reason to, which, let's be honest, for 99% of your tests, you just won't need to. You see, by adopting this one simple habit, you're not just writing better Selenium tests. You're actually changing your mindset to build more resilient, more adaptable systems. You've made your test automation ready for whatever comes next. So the question I want to leave you with is, what other part of your work could use that same kind of future-proofing?